Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Star Ace Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Hermione Granger, the 6th scale figure. From my favorite movie series, Star Ace, while we have gotten tons of Rons in the past, and certainly Harry Potter has had his fair share of 6th scale figures, this is our first Hermione. And I am super excited to get this opened up, as we've been waiting for Hermione to join the trio of wizards that we've grown up loving from the Harry Potter movie franchise. For box art, it's a little bit slightly different from the other figures that we had to look at. Ron Weasley and both Harry Potter had a slightly more marbled look to the box, whereas Hermione has almost like a more of an energy look to the box itself. Down below we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We can go ahead and spin the box to the side, and we have Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, my favorite movie series, Hermione Granger, SA0004 is your product code. Then on the back, you have your warning choking hazards, adult collectible. It's not a toy, and it's recommended for ages 15 and up. www.harrypotter.com is your destination if you'd like to check out more from Harry Potter, but you can also go to www.starace.com.hk and see the other licensed pieces that they are releasing figures for. Finally, just before Spot actually takes a break and gets this opened up, one thing I want to show you too is it seems that this is the route that they're going now with their boxes, that you can open up the box. Let's just slide the top off here. There we go. It's a very secure fit. And inside you've got Hermione with her tons of different accessories included. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up, but when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone 6th scale figure of Hermione Granger. There's more handing you away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before we have a look at Hermione Granger, we'll have a look first at the display stand that comes with the figure. A slight departure, I might say, though, because you'll look at the clear display stand that comes with the figure. This one actually says Hermione Granger. The previous released 6th scale figures from Star Ace for at least the Harry Potter franchise didn't actually have the name on the top. And the Harry Potter that we had to look at from the Goblet of Fire did feature Harry Potter. And you know what? Now that I'm kind of looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, the Harry Potter did technically have his name on it. I thought it was actually just the movie title. And so it looks like they are going the route of putting the character's name on the top, which is something I've really been hoping that they would have done right from day one. Really cool that they include that. So Hermione Granger, we've got 3 peg holes on the tops there, and she does come with the same 3 supplied posts. You can put them any which way that you so wish. Spot will just peg them into place in the meantime so you can see the difference between them in height difference. The one with the clip, however, is going to be suited for holding the broom, whereas the other ones you can mix and match depending on what you want to have displayed on there. You can use the smaller one if you want for the waist clip, but there is a clip for the broom, and there's also a waist adjustable clip for Hermione. Now this particular one does not adjust. The Harry Potter in the past and the larger figures have all had adjustable waist clips. Hermione, on the other hand, she does not. It actually is just a one solid piece of plastic, but it can go right in the middle. And again, you can use any one of these for displaying the figure. It's beauty of the Star Ace figures is that you can mix and match these depending on how you want to have the figures displayed. I know what you're thinking though. If you take one of these off, you're going to see a big hole in there. No, Star Ace got you covered too. You got a couple of clear post plugs that can fill in any of the holes that you're not currently using. As for the figure itself, well, I am extremely happy now to have her in hand. We have gotten the Ron Weasley and we've gotten Harry Potter from the Sorcerer's Stone, and really the one thing that's been missing this whole time is a Hermione. And to get her now in hand, yeah, I'm really happy with how the figure turned out. Let's have a look at her face. The face, without any doubt whatsoever, is definitely a likeness to Hermione from the movie. Now granted, she's going to be a little bit younger, as well as Ron and Harry looked considerably younger when Star Ace first released their figures. We're getting a very young treatment here of Hermione Granger. The facial expression, I think, is perfect as well. And I've mentioned this before in previous reviews. The skin tone that they put on these figures is always top notch, especially for a kid, because a younger character is a little harder sometimes to get. You don't want to make the character too heavily detailed in the facial, features, at least with paint. You don't want to give them too much of a speckled treatment or anything like that. As skin does certainly age, imperfections start showing up. A kid's face, on the other hand, a child actor's face, needs to be a little bit more smoother. And I think they balance it well. It's got enough personality in the face. There's life in that face. And I think from all angles, it does definitely look like Hermione. The hair, they've opted to give her doll hair rather than sculpted plastic hair. And I think that's a smart choice, to be honest. Hermione, and I mentioned this before with previous reviews when we look at 6-scale figures, especially female figures, when they give them doll hair, sometimes it's a hit or miss. If you ask me, though, I think the hair on Hermione does work extremely well. It's not, it doesn't look like it needs a lot of care to kind of fix it up, other than it just being a little, fluffy at the bottom there, which I can easily just fix up. It definitely looks like real hair. It doesn't look like doll hair, and the coloring also, I think, is perfect for how she appears in the movie. Clothing-wise, well, Hermione's got pretty much the same outfit as Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. The same wizard's robe, the same sweater, V-neck sweater with the orangish red and yellow trim, the shirt and tie. Although the exception would be, if we move the jacket out of the way, she's also got a skirt, which obviously Ron and Harry will not have. She's got some knee-high socks, and she's got some shoes. Other than that, though, she's pretty much wearing the exact same outfit as Harry and Ron. She also has the crest on a wizard's coat, and she does also have a hood. Although the hood is not something that can flap up. It's been pinned down, but the jacket looks very nice. No complaints whatsoever there. You could theoretically fasten it together. There are loops on the one side, and she's got the buttons on the other side. You could close it if you so wish, but I'm very happy just to kind of have her displayed, maybe with it partially open. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. As for accessories, well, Hermione gets her fair share of accessories. First one we'll have a look at is she comes with a little bag, which has a faux leather look to it, completely stitched all down the sides and stitched along the top. The inside is completely open, so you can display, also, I should say, you can hold some of the other accessories that she has inside the bag. She also comes with a Hogwarts history book, and though it can't be opened, it's a sculpted solid piece. The cover, front and back cover, and the sculpt to the pages gives it a look of a real book. While we're also on the topic of books, she comes with a second book called Magical Theory, and it's a different size from the previous book that we had a look at. So a nice little contrast. You can take the books and you can put them into her bag. Theoretically, there is really no other place where she can hold her accessories. Maybe as we get more 6-scale figures from Starries, they might venture into the route of giving us, like, furniture. I would honestly get furniture, especially like tables. If you could get like tables where you could display the books, the bags, anything else that the figures come with, it's also a great way to display them as opposed to them just being standing or, floating on their brooms in your display shelf. The reason why I also touch base on furniture is because she comes with an ink well. She comes with an ink well and she comes with a feather. There's a little hole at the top. Hopefully you can see it. There's a hole right there where you can take the feather and stick it in. Right there. Again, there's no real place where she can hold it, so eventually, if we do get wooden tables and actual furniture, you could have this on display next to Hermione. I think it would be a really nice touch. I'm not sure if that's something that Star Ace would ever consider, but, if they ever wanted to expand out the world of, the Harry Potter universe above and beyond just 6-scale figures, I would be inclined to actually buy a faux wood table where you could put the figures and you can actually put all the accessories we've been getting over the course of these reviews. Hermione also gets herself a broom, which, as a good contrast. It looks different than all the other brooms that we have gotten. This one's more of a burgundy color, burgundy brown, and it has a lot more of little notches and nicks to the wood itself. I guess, would you call those wood knots that it has on the actual handle itself? The broom bottom is run-of-the-mill. It's what we've seen a lot in the past. Lightly, a little bit different of a sculpt. But I really like that the broom handle is very different than what we've seen before. Finally, Hermione also comes with a wand. And as different as the brooms were from one another, also can be said for the wands themselves. Currently, she cannot hold this wand, but don't worry, she also comes with a ton of different hands as well. By a ton, Spot really only means she comes with 3 different hands, but one is suited for holding the wand. I guess that one actually is better for holding the wand. She's got one that looks like it should be making a spell, perhaps. And then she's got a partially closed hand as well. Any of the hands are extremely easy to change out. You just want to grab the figure, grab onto the wrist just so that you're not adding any additional stress to it, and just wiggle the hand off. And as you're wiggling it, you're going to pop it eventually off the ball joint and find the hand that we want to use. Let's find the wand hand. And we'll just wiggle that back into place. Whoops. Try not to also drop it in the process. And that's what Hermione looks like with wand in hand. I may or may not display her like this. I mean, now that we've got ourselves a Ron and a Harry, I might just be inclined to have the 3 of them just linked arms or side by side on the shelf. It really is nice, though, to finally have Hermione and the trio is together. For Hermione's Poseability, well, her head is on a ball joint. She's got one ball joint that attaches to the head, and then it appears that she's got a secondary ball joint that attaches to the base of the neck. While I'm doing that, I'm certainly making a mess of her hair. I do apologize for that, Hermione. Shoulders hinge forward and back, no issues there. No restrictions by the robe that she's wearing. She's got a swivel point at the top bicep area, a double bend elbow. She has a swivel and hinge in the hands. She has an upper torso crunch, which also rotates the waist. And finally, legs move forward and back and out. She has a top cut right at the top of her thigh, allows the leg to swivel. A considerable bend, as you've seen here in the knee. And finally, a hinge and rotation in the foot. And actually, while you do that, sometimes the foot gets caught. The top of the shoe gets caught right above where that joint is. So you want to just dislodge that. So she is very poseable. The moment that Spot first started having a look at the Star Ace Harry Potter 6-scale figures, I have been hooked, as you probably have seen over the course of these reviews. Not only have we been getting the teachers, but we've been getting the characters, the main characters, as they have progressed through the movies. Harry Potter, I think, has done the best. Of course, he's got a couple of releases under his wing. We've also gotten Ron in a couple of different variations, but the whole time we've been kind of holding out for Hermione Granger to come along. Now that they have released it, I am super happy to have her in hand. The figure turned out incredible. In fact, it could be likeness-wise, it could be one of my favorites of the younger kids. Hopefully this is not also the last Hermione that we're going to get, as we've already seen Harry Potter getting a little bit older in the Goblet of Fire. I hope also that we're going to start getting another Ron and another Hermione here as they get older and older through the series. And it looks really great also to have these on the shelf, and you can kind of pair them by the movies that they are released in. Now I'm looking forward to adding her on top of the shelf along with Ron and of course Harry Potter, and the trio of friends are now complete. Thank you to Star Ace for finally releasing a Hermione. I think she turned out great. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Star Ace Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We're looking today at Hermione Granger, the 6-scale figure. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.